Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Cozy Nook. If you've been here before, then welcome back, and if you haven't, then welcome. Just so you know, if you want to see more of my life in pictures and little blogs about what I do each day or something, check out my Facebook page. That is where I post everything. I do post occasionally to Instagram, but I'm on Facebook more than anything. And if you want to leave me a comment, that's great. And so check it out. I'll have the address at the end of this movie, and also it'll pop up at some point too. So thanks. Well, so today's video is going to be about changing my mindset when I got depression. And what I mean by that is that I had to start looking at life differently than I had before. I grew up as an only child, middle class, and I never really had to want for anything as a child because I was an only child. So I didn't, you know, I always got basically what I wanted, and but then when I got depression, I had to really look at my life differently and how I was looking at it. I was, you know, concentrating a lot on, you know, why didn't we have the fancy house or the fancy car, or why couldn't we go places like other people or go for dinner all the time? And also too, you know, I think that I grew up reading romance novels, and so I think that they really kind of have a false image of what marriage and life and stuff is supposed to be like, and it kind of makes you think that, oh, you know, it's supposed to be candlelight dinners and long walks on the beach, but in real life isn't like that. A, because most of us can't afford that, and B, because a good portion of men nowadays are just not romantic. They just don't come up with romantic ideas. And so when I was growing up reading no romance novels and watching soap operas, TV has really kind of skewed the whole thing, and it's made people think that that's the way life is supposed to be like. And the reality is it's not. So one of the things I had to look at in my life was, instead of looking at, you know, why is my husband not more romantic? Why doesn't he plan surprise getaways? You know, all that type of thing. I had to look at it from the point of view of, he cut the grass, he cooked dinner, he did the dishes, he helped with the kids, took out the garbage, you know, did things that I don't want to do. And so that's how I kind of had to change how I looked at that. And I also had to change how I looked at the kids too. I mean, I had to stop looking at, you know, why aren't they doing this, this, and this to help out, and then looking at the things that they were helping out with. And needless to say, that made my stress a lot better, and it also made interacting with the kids a lot better because I wasn't expecting so much out of everybody according to, you know, the way that the world says it's supposed to be. And that's just not the reality for most people. And I also had to start, you know, getting out and trying to enjoy things again, and looking at, you know, a pretty flower, or going for a nice walk and noticing the blue sky, or sitting by the water, you know, and just enjoying the quiet and listening to the birds. Little things like that, that I think a lot of times we're so rushed in our lives that we just don't notice, and we don't pay attention to it, and so we miss it. And one of the fondest memories I have of when my daughter was young was, we were at the nursery getting ready to pick out flowers, and we were in one of the greenhouses, and a butterfly landed on her, and she started to giggle, and because she said it tickled. And the sound of a child's laughter is just magic as far as I'm concerned. Even now with my grandson, when he laughs, it just cheers me up. I don't know why. It's just something that I just think is just magical. And so I had to really start appreciating those types of things. And I had to appreciate the fact that we had a roof over our heads. Our kids were healthy. We had food on our table and clothes on our back. instead of looking at all the fancy things that we didn't have, which basically is just material things. And you know, I had to pick my battles with the kids, you know, like I had to choose what was worth getting into it with them and what wasn't, and trying not to be so picky. You know, I think as an only child, you grow up as, you know, you want things a certain way, and then when those things don't get done that way, then it causes stress. And so I really had to adjust that. Instead of, you know, just complaining about it, I had to appreciate the fact that they were trying to help. And so that definitely helped the situation. Just looking at my notes here. And one of the things too I had to stop doing was I had to stop being angry that I was sick. You know, getting sick is not a choice. I mean, we don't choose to be like this. And so I had to really just kind of accept what was happening and stop being so angry about it. Because for a long time I was really angry that this stuff kept happening to me, you know, and it seemed like every time I turned around it was one more problem and one more problem, and my health, you know, was deteriorating, and it was like, oh great, now another one. And so I had to really kind of take a step back and think, you know, it can always be worse. Like most of my chronic problems and mental problems are controllable with medication, and so I can live a good life. And so I had to start looking at, you know, things can always be worse, and there's always people out there that are in a worse situation. And so I had to really kind of start to appreciate the fact that I was still mobile. I was still able to take care of myself and take care of my family. And you know, there's a lot of people that can't, and that's where my motto came from, which is, you know, every day is that you wake up is a good day. And that's really what I strive to do each day, is just concentrate on that and don't worry so much about all the stuff surrounding you and all the negativity. And don't get me wrong, I mean, I still have days where I'm down. I still have days where I struggle, but those days are very few and far between now compared to before. At the beginning I had more bad days than good, and now I have more good days than bad. And so you really have to change your mindset. Like I always tell people, medication will only get you so far, but you have to do the rest of the homework. You know, you have to do the rest of the work. And it's not easy. You know, it's just, you can't flick a switch and you feel better. You have to work at it. And it's taken me years to get to this point. But you have to want to get better also. You know, you have to strive that you want to get better. And so you just get up every morning and you put one foot in front of the other, and you just kind of really grasp the day and just appreciate the fact that you woke up breathing, you know. And so that's kind of how I live my life now. And you know, you just have to get out and just appreciate things, you know. Like we're so busy nowadays that I don't think we take the time to enjoy the little things, and so it skips us by. And I think that's really tragic, you know, that we are so consumed with other things that, you know, we can't just enjoy the little things. And so that's basically what I meant by the fact that you have to change your mindset. And it's a lot of work. I'm not kidding you. I mean, you can still have negative thoughts, you can still be sad, but you can't let it take hold, you know, because depression and mental illness is a slippery slope. And if you don't, you know, notice the signs that you're slipping and do something about it, then you just slip right into the abyss. And believe me, you don't want to be there. Been there, done that type of thing. So I now have to recognize the signs of when I'm slipping or when I'm really kind of sliding into the negative thoughts. And I just have to really pull myself up, and I have to maybe go for a walk, you know, do something that's fun and brings me joy, and just kind of pull yourself out, because you just don't want those negative thoughts to grab hold of you. And yeah, so basically that's what this video is about. And I hope it's informative, and I really hope that it helps somebody else, because like I said before, I wish there was videos like this out there when I first started having problems, because it would have made me feel not so alone. And I think right now these types of videos are important, because with everything that's going on, there are a lot of people that are really struggling with mental illness and with depression, especially because of the lockdowns and stuff. And so you really have to make an effort every day to just appreciate the little things and find joy and do things that bring you joy, because you know there's no other way to live. You just can't live the other way, and it's just too toxic, and negative thoughts can make you sick, and also too it makes you not a very fun person to be around. You know, if you're a Debbie Downer, nobody wants to hang out with you. But yeah, so that's what this video is about today, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll come back for the next one. Have a great day, and thanks for watching. And remember, every day you wake up is a good day. Thanks.